Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a showcase for another character at level 80. In this case it's going to be for Chesha. Chesha is going to be a single target damage dealer character, attacker type. She is of the dark element in the game. So she's one of those characters that are the hardest to get right and the more complicated to build. I am doing my best to make a Chesa that is as good as possible because this is a character that is very demanding on many different aspects. You need a lot of speed. Aside that you need a lot of speed, you also need a lot of crit rate, you need a lot of crit damage, and you also need a fed accuracy and attack. So I'm doing my best to get as many stats as possible. This is what I was able to get for her, including um, leg piece that is fed accuracy and that is giving me a 4 roll for crit. 16% crit rate is really good. Sadly, it doesn't have a speed. Sadly, it didn't want to crit damage for this other roll. If it would have been that case, this piece would have been godly. But I mean, it's the best that I was able to get. I'm going for crit rate on the cloak, and I'm going for a speed on the chest piece. You definitely need to be fast with this character, because if you're not fast enough, you're not going to be able to win with her, either for PvE or for PvP. Maybe for PvE, you can, get away with like a little bit less speed and then just go for more attack. But the fed accuracy is definitely needed, especially if you are fighting any enemy that is using shields all the time. Being Dark Element, this is a character that is able to deal equal damage to pretty much all enemies in the game. Her scaling is actually pretty decent. She pretty much deals a lot of damage. And when it comes to dupes, you definitely want to go first for her ultimate so that it increases the damage by a lot. Also, the chances to apply the silence would increase way higher. And also, you definitely want to go for the passive, which is what I'm going to be unlocking later on. I do like the character. I do enjoy the character. The design is really good, but beware that this is the age of the character. So beware, right? Don't do anything crazy. For weapon, I'm going with Ivy's weapon because I need the crit damage mostly. I can also just go for Sion weapon instead, because it will give me way more crit damage, but I want the attack as well, so this one is giving me a combination of buff, attack, and crit damage, and also, if for some reason my HP goes down, I will be able to deal more damage. This is more of a defensive weapon than an offensive weapon, but it still is actually really good to use. For the skills, we have the basic attack, and then we have the first attack, which is attacking one enemy, dealing 100% chance to remove shields, right? And then you deal damage equals to 153% of attack, and with a 55% chance to inflict unrecoverable for 2 turns. So pretty much, you make sure that the enemy cannot heal. You remove shields as well, 100% of the chance, right? That's why you definitely want to have the accuracy on this character. Second skill is Life Reaping Touch. You attack one enemy with a 55% chance to dispel all debuff on the enemy, 216% of attack damage. This skill goes way higher when you upgrade it. It's 281% and 70% chance to dispel everything on the enemy. And then we have the ultimate, dealing damage equals to 312% of attack to one enemy with 80% chance to inflict silence for 1 turn. And if you're killing the enemy, you defeat the enemy, you have a 50% chance to inflict silence on all enemies for 1 turn. That's pretty much all that I have to do with the character, right? How good she is and everything. Again, I don't have enough dupes for me to be able to say, yeah, this character is perfectly built right now. But I think that having at least the dupe on the ultimate should be good enough. Yes, you definitely want at least 3 dupes from this character. 1 for the ultimate, then follow for the passive, and then follow for the second skill. That's the order that I would definitely follow for this character. I think that the passive is way more important than the second skill, especially because it would increase the damage or more the damage of your ultimate, right? Because it would increase your damage when attacking an enemy without buff during skill damage increases by 45%. Each time that you defeat an enemy, you also get immortality for 1 turn. So you cannot be killed after you kill an enemy. And then let's go ahead and do some quick damage demonstration, how good the character is, how much damage you do, right? So we're going to be testing it with the punching back here. Let's see how the thing here. So this is going to be the team. And let's go ahead and do 1 quick battle. I don't want to kill it because I don't want to use my stamina on this. The team that I'm bringing with her is Foranzi for extra points, Machina for extra crit damage and attack and movement speed as well, right? I mean, you know, more turns. And also you're getting attack buff, right? And Chloe is here just so that as Machina is not stunned all the time. Since after Machina gets the stun, once you take the turn with your Chloe would remove the stun from your Machina. Right, so we're going to be starting here right away with oh wait, give me a second, this is definitely not the correct team. Let's go ahead and surrender here. I'm not bringing defense break. I forgot that I need to bring defense break, so we actually have to remove this character and add defense break. In this case it's going to be Libertas. I'm just praying that I get somehow a copy of Ravi so that I can have Ravi more consistently applying defense break, but for now I don't have her, so it is what it is. So again, we're going to be starting with the defense break here. Let's go ahead and do more MP with Foranzi. Attack buff and crit damage buff. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be using my second skill first. Right, as you can see, 1200 damage, which is a lot. That's definitely pretty good. And then now I'm just going to take the turn down here for the boss so that it doesn't take the turn now. And here is just using basic attacks. And oh fuck, she was not taking the turn yet. Okay, my bad. I wanted to take the turn with Machina and then use her other skill that wouldn't give you damage increase, but sadly that was not possible. So let's go ahead and do just her ultimate skill. The wind is blowing like really hard. And here we are, guys. And that is 18,000. And to be honest, that is really not a lot. That's really not a lot, considering that if I were to bring this same team but with Sasha, I would have one-shotted that guy. I probably would have done like 45,000 damage or something crazy like that. So definitely, there are a couple of things that you where you are limited with this character that is not as strong as a Sasha. The more I build characters, the more I test different characters, the more I get to understand that definitely Sasha is just broken. It's just broken when it comes to single damage, right? Single target damage. So what I'm going to do is just test the character for PvP, because that's where you actually want to use this character, right? You want to bring this character mostly for PvP. Here is where the character is going to shine. So let's go ahead and see where we can find someone that has like a Sion, right? Something like this, right? That has a Sion. And most of the times you want to attack and just kill the DPS. So let's go with that. Get the points. With Foranzi, get the buff, and then you will be having your turn boosted as well for your what is this called? Chesha. And then just keep in mind, guys, that this is another reason why you definitely want to have the extra accuracy, because the extra accuracy would ensure that you can put the silence more consistently in all of the enemies, because you're definitely going to kill this guy, right? And then silence on everyone, they cannot do anything. So now I can just continue to play with them. Just do this. Some basic attack here real quick. I was able to take the turn. I would need to be a little bit faster. I probably, my mistake there was that I didn't use Foranzi's second skill. I should have. And now I'm dead, I think. Okay, so let's see what we can do here to survive. I think I cannot do anything to survive here. I'm just dead. Because I misplay. Oh my god, I lost a lot of points there. I misplay. I should have used Foranzi's skill instead of doing that. My bad, guys, my bad. I made a mistake there real quick. So let's go ahead and try this one then. No editing, I'm just going to leave it like that, because to be honest, this is my first time using that character for PvP. Not to excuse myself, but it is what it is. Okay, Machina goes here, and then obviously we need to kill this girl. Let's go ahead and do the silence real quick. There you go. So everyone has the silence. So they only can use auto attacks. And then now I need to make sure that I use the skill, right? I need to use the skill with this so that I take the turn. And I can go with this and kill this. Boom. And there you go. That's pretty much how you're going to be using this character for PvP. It's actually pretty lame because you have to do all of this manually. So I do enjoy way more doing this with my Zion because all I have to do is just press auto and then the battle is just finished, right? It's done. But as you can see, the damage for Chesha is crazy high. At least when it comes to a single target and on PvP, there is no way that an enemy would survive if you're attacking them with Chesha. But guys, that's pretty much all that I wanted to show you. Also, I wanted to show here that I have been working on the Abyss Corridor, the Deep Abyss Corridor, the hard one. And I have been using Chesha for a couple of floors, if I'm not wrong. I will be showing to you guys here where did I use her. I used her for the first floor, which I really didn't need it to. But since I was using Sasha on the one that is down, but that's below, well, I was using her there, right? And I think I didn't use her anymore after that. Oh, I used her here as well, again for the same reasons, right? Sasha was being used to kill this fire guy, and then Chesha to kill this light guy, right? So those are the different scenarios in which I have been using my Chesha. And as you can see, Sasha is pretty much being used in every single floor. I will be making a guide for this as well that I'm going to be uploading in the couple of days as well. So guys, thank you so much for being here. This is everything that I wanted to show you about Chesha, and I hope that you are enjoying the content, and see you in the next one. Peace.